Hey guys, Console Kits made a video today that I thought was so interesting that I wanted to piggyback on it. I hope he doesn't mind. Let me switch the cameras real quick. Uh, here's Console Kit, made a video where he talked about GameStop, who posted two different pinball machines. And let me turn this off and let me show you what I'm talking about. So here's the one pinball machine. That's the regular Marbles pinball. That is $5.99. Okay. Then you have this Marvel pinball that is posted at $7.99 with a release date of 11/1/21. Now let me go down to the pinball machines while I'm talking. So if you have two different pinballs, $5.99 and $7.99, what is actually going on? So hold on, let me get to the pinballs real quick. Let's turn these lights. Well, let's just turn this on. Okay, so there's the Star Wars, and here's the Marvel pinball right here. So what is exactly going on here? Let's get this light on. So if this pinball is going up to $7.99, is the pinball going? Is the pinball going to $7.99, or is this a new pinball? Is this a pinball that is actually going to be 1080p, 32-inch that they talked about? I mean, some of the features that everyone demanded was Wi-Fi, 32-inch, and 1080p. Wait, let me turn this music down so they don't freaking try to you know what happens when you play someone's music. So here's a pinball again. So if this pinball is going to go up to $7.99, what does that mean for everything? We heard that prices were going to increase, but would they actually increase that radically? $200? I mean, that's a pretty radical jump. I don't think that would go over too well. Or are they deciding that they have to increase prices, but they'll try to justify it by giving a little bit more, throwing in a $20 Wi-Fi connection, tossing in a 32-inch, that's probably another $100. You're looking at 125, and then making sure that it's 1080p. So throwing another 25. You're looking at 150, and then a $50 increase in components cost. They figure they can then bump the price to $7.99. Now, if you remember in any of my earlier videos, I said that I do not think that they're making much money on this $5.99 pinball. And I actually went and broke down the cost and the reasons why I think that this pinball is really, even though people were mad that it wasn't 1080p and that the screen was 24-inch and only 720p, some of the things I pointed out was 720p, guys, is high def. You know, a lot of sports is in 720p, and it looks pretty damn good. So 720p, in my opinion, has nothing to do with how good a game can look, especially on a 24-inch screen. Seriously, a 720p on a 24-inch screen can look just as good as a 32-inch 1080p. To me, it had more to do with the color fidelity, and that it might have been the bits that they processed it at. Maybe they lowered it down bits wise. They took out bits. Amazon and Netflix plays that game a lot, where they'll say it's 4K, but then they strip bits of information out. So it's technically 4K, but there is no way you can compare a Netflix 4K or an Amazon Prime 4K to an ultra high def 4K. There's no comparison. Ultra high def will blow them out the door any day, especially 4K ultra high def with Adobe Dolby Vision, so and HDR10, which is now HDR10 plus. I put my 1080p Matrix Blu-ray in my ultra high def player that upconverts it to 4K, and I was like, wow, this looks better than anything I've seen on Amazon Prime in 4K and on Netflix. So 720p, it's not about whether it's 1080p or 720p. It's about how well you make it look. Are you using so many grays, which are very difficult to process unless you have a high-end monitor? And since these are not OLED monitors, you shouldn't be using all those grays. Change the color spectrum some, brighten it up, choose colors that pop out. Now, Legends Pinball right here, I've looked at a lot of their games, and yes, they're 1080p, but their colors are real big and popping. They use brighter tones. They make sure that things look big. Here, you have a lot of the screen. They could have used this part of the screen. They could have easily made this 32K and kept it 720p, okay? They also could have made it 1080p, but they would have had to have used a more expensive processed chip. So the question is, what's going on with the $799 price? What do you guys think? Do you think that the prices are going up to $799 for digital pinball? And I know some of you are like, well, if that happens, I'm never going to buy it. Probably true. Or are they saying we got to raise prices, but maybe we'll throw some bones in there with it and give them 1080p, 32-inch screen and Wi-Fi? Would you buy it if it was 32-inch screen, 1080p, and Wi-Fi? Would you buy the machine, or would you want them to offer more games, or would you say, I mean, what do you guys think? Now, some of the Legend Pinball people say, you know what, I don't even care. Arcade One Up can do what they want. I'm so happy with Legends Pinball. They gave me what I wanted. Now, Legends Pinball, if I know them, I'm going to tell you, At Games likes to be ahead in technology, which is very smart. They did a great job with the Legends Pinball, and I don't think they're going to just sit on their laurels and do nothing. I would not be surprised if Legends Pinball decides to up their game to 4K. I really would not be surprised. I don't know if they can make it any bigger than 32-inch, unless they were going to just go maybe 34. But I do know that they could use a smaller footprint because, I mean, I made mine higher because I put it on this thing here, but they could have easily had, this is actually lower normally, but right now I have it higher because I think aesthetically together, it looks better being like this. They look more even though this comes out more. Now, this Marvel Pinball chair is here, and eventually I'll have my Star Wars cover for this. So I made it look even by putting the two chairs there. Do you see how now they kind of look even? I know I should have turned my camera sideways. It's too late now, though, to do it. But so I'll do it from this angle. Do you see how now it kind of aesthetically looks more even? And underneath together, looks like my black. I got to put my black light back up. It fell down. I'll have to try a different solution. But all I need is a topper for Legends. And I think I'm going to just choose a neutral topper. I'm not going to try to do any type of Legends pinball because there's really nothing on Legends that I'm in love with. I mean, I love the machine, but there's no knockout game, which is why they have such neutral decals on theirs. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Just wondering what you guys think about this. It's very interesting. Prices might go. I said in an earlier video that I didn't think that they could make money at the $599 price, and I told you guys, I remember I said this, I said, if they cannot make money on digital pinball, they may decide to get out of digital pinball if they can't raise the price. If they can't raise the price, I said they might just get out of digital pinball altogether and leave that market to other people. Now, they might. So this very well could be a price increase, and then they throw a couple of bones in. But you guys tell me what you think. All right? All right. Thanks a lot, guys. See, I hate having this camera down here. It makes me look fatter. I don't know, up here, I look more my size. That's why I always hold the camera up like this. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.